Hello, my name is Mike Jung. I'm an author of middle grade fiction. My books are back here somewhere. But I'm not here to talk about my own books. I'm here to talk for Banned Books Week. It's Banned Books Week. The book I actually want to talk about is a book that's been out for a few years now, and it's this book right here. Raina Telgemeier's Drama. I met Raina actually at the American Library Association conference just a couple months before Drama came out. She was as great as you imagine she's going to be, right? Super friendly, gracious, funny, and not at all derisive when I said comments like, "So sounds like you got a nice little career going on there," because I didn't know who she was. And it's interesting because anyone who follows this stuff and follows like challenging of books and so on knows that that Drama, since the last couple years, really since it came out, has been one of the most challenged children's books out there. Like, it's consistently in the top 10, right? And it's because there are two gay characters in there who are not like having sex or anything, but the objections to this book are always framed around like sexually explicit. You got to understand how strange that is when you consider it's a book that's about middle school crushes. What's one of the things that it's about, and it's full of these heterosexual characters having crushes with each other and trying to meet up, and there's even a kiss, scandalous, but because it's a boy and a girl kissing, like, oh, it's not that big a deal. But the fact that two boys are in there just talking about the fact that they're understanding who they are, and they're not like, taking photos of their penises or anything like that. They're just talking about who they are and understanding their internal selves. I'm like old as the hills, so I did not read this book when I was in middle school myself. And I actually didn't do the school musical until I was in high school, but I did it for a few years, right? And I was actually a stage crew person. I painted sets, I handled props and stuff like that. And I was one of those people who like really desperately, secret, way down, wanted to be in the play, wanted to be performing, didn't have the courage to do it. One of the things that I love about this book, Drama, is that while it is very much about like middle school crushes, it's also really about creativity, like discovering creativity and realizing like there's lots of different ways to be creative and there's lots of different roles to have, and there are things that you can do to realize like sort of the full potential of your creativity, and it's worth making the effort to strive and do that, right? Another thing I love about the book is that it's very much about like being a part of community, right? And that's one of the things that I love about the main character in this book, Callie, is that she so fully embraces this community that she's in, right? She's part of the stage crew, and it's a little different from being part of the cast, but in the world of this book, not so much. And Callie immerses herself in it, and she loves it, and she embraces it in full. Again, something that I had a lot of trouble with back then. Sense of belonging, a sense of feeling like there was a community that I really and truly belonged to, was that feeling eluded me then, and it eluded me pretty much my entire life until I started writing children's books. Do I know if reading Drama would have changed things for me in that way? I don't know. Would it have emboldened me or given me some hope in terms of like what's possible, and realizing that there is a way in which we can actually sort of push forward for what we want against limitations that are around us? I like to think that it would have. I like to think that at the very least it would have given me some internal solace while I was going through the struggles I was at that time. But if the book had come out at that time and it had been challenged and successfully challenged and removed from the school library or the public library, where I got the majority of my books, it's entirely possible that I never would have discovered it. I don't know that it's the kind of book I would have picked up on my own. I would have needed a wise librarian or a teacher or somebody to recommend it to me. It's not even necessarily that the thing the book is being challenged for is what kids are looking for, although I think as often as not, more often than not, that is vitally important. Get your hands on some of those books that are challenged. I got a bunch of them back here. You can borrow them. You got to come here and get them, though. I live in Northern California, so give me a call before you come by. I don't like people dropping in by surprise. And send me an email and say, because I don't like people calling. But definitely get out there and find one of those challenge books and read it for yourself. And thank you very much.